in the octagon cage was all it took to turn Neanderthal Vosgrone into the octagon cage was all it took to turn Neanderthal Vosgrone into a European star. One of the greatest grapplers in the world will now be put to the test by the dangerous Brazilian warrior, Fabio Moraes, a black belt in BJJ who boasts 6 KOs on his record. Two-time European champion Korkmaz has already faced Liverpool Shamrock and submitted legendary Finnish warrior Makwan Amekani. Now he'll face off against the French submission master, David Kroll, who always looks to finish his fights before the limit. Showman Dennis Frimpong continues to earn respect thanks to a 4-fight win streak, including a victory over Topalai. He'll battle it out in the cage against Peter Gabal, who's in the form of his life and also riding on a 5-fight win streak. You can also look forward to seeing the undefeated princess of German MMA, Alina Dalaslan, in a brutal shootout against the ferocious Clara Ricciganulu. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Octagon 76, Vaikal versus Tunkara. Purchase the pay-per-view and be transported to a front row seat for the entire tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, meine Damen und Herren, dámy a pánové, vítejte po páté ve Festhalle. Herren, dámy a pánové, vítejte po páté.
He won the Bellator featherweight tournament and he's never fought in Frankfurt. Tonight, that all changes, and again, we create magic moments here, and I believe that will be one of the biggest.
It's gonna be a crazy fight because, like you said, he's gonna be for the very first time in his career where he's got more than 60 fights in the red corner, because this iconic arena will be in his favor. Behind him, also Max Koga is sitting here. He's doing the weight with Daniel Weichel, like he's saying always, and his closest friend's gonna be there, so it's gonna be crazy. But Abu Tunkara is no joke.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we saw him once in Octagon against Ivan Buchinger, but the thing is, Buchinger defeated him, and Buchinger is one of the former training partners of Daniel Weichel. So maybe Daniel now has the blueprint to defeat him. We'll see.
Definitely. We got also co-main event with Vosgrone, Neanderthal fighter, which show us unbelievable story from Dortmund till now. But we don't see him yet too much, that we don't know how good it is, maybe in the stand-up, maybe in the ground. So what do you think about this fight?
Well, if we're going to find out how good he is in the stand-up, we'll do it against this opponent. Vosgrone's rise is meteoric, unlike anyone else we've had in Octagon or that you can talk about in sport. But Fabio Moraes is a Muay Thai champion back in Brazil. 7 wins in mixed martial arts in Frankfurt. One of the future of German MMA. 7-0, side by side with his brother-in-arms, Fedor Duric. You look at the old school, no offense, Max Koga over there, but you now look at the new school coming through MMA spirit, and I think the future is good in Frankfurt.
The same could be for Fedor Duric, but he's coming after the loss. He was really sad about his first loss, so now he's 7-1, and he wants to make a statement tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody in his team said that this loss was his wake-up call, and he was working harder than ever in order to come back stronger. In order to do that, he needs to defeat Pedro Buzdugan, who made one mistake in his last fight and got punished very badly for it. And also, he is hungry for revenge. So we got 2 hungry youngsters here who are going at it, but I think we're going with Frankfurt team all the way here.
So if the all local fighters from Frankfurt and German fighters will win, it's gonna be crazy German MMA party. But first they have to win. We will see it in the first and also in the last fight. Let's go. Octagon 76 is ready for you.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Frankfurt Festhalle welcomes Octagon again, this time for Octagon 76. I am Luke Barnett. I will soon be joined alongside me by Brian Lacey. And I am here to talk you through the rules and the impact and the potential of the fight to end. So they're looking for fight finishing positions and aggression, cage control, area control, or controlling the octagon real estate, as I like to call it. Effective striking and grappling will score very, very highly. Fight finishing positions, taking the back, being on top. And the big changes to the rules, as we should all know by now, is all elbows are now allowed, Brian. The 12-6 elbow is allowed. You still cannot hit the back of the head. You still cannot hit the spine, but you can throw that 12-6. And that's been a great change to the rules, as well as a grounded opponent. Now a grounded opponent has to be 3 points of contact to the ground. So 1 hand, 2 feet, 1 knee, 2 feet, something like that. 3 points of contact to the ground counts as a grounded opponent. And this is the card. that we have for the evening's festivities.
Well, there we are. We're down to 10 fights. We know about the Tamerlan Dulatov incident earlier. Unfortunately, his opponent was upset, as in physically not well. The doctor called it back, but now we have these as our undercards. Bilogravic versus Hošek, a banger of a fight to open us up in the middleweight division. Leberansky making his debut against Zaraeus. Hendon versus Depape, that a featherweight contest you have to have your eyes on. A catchweight bout, we'll see Germany versus Germany in Hafeni Nafuka versus Kevin Vio. Lenz. Both jiu-jitsu specialists going toe-to-toe. And then Fedor Duric, MMA Spirit's own Fedor Duric, will take on Petru Buzdu.
Anyone who dares enter the cage against him needs to be on high alert. In his return to Octagon earlier this year, he made short work of Stefanovic, finishing him in the first round. He has similar plans for his next opponent, who will be fighting under the Octagon banner for the very first time. Georg Bilogravic is one of those unique fighters who can operate across weight categories. Throughout his career, he's competed in the middleweight, light heavyweight and heavyweight divisions. And now he's coming to Octagon to conquer the middleweight rankings. The fighter with wild Balkan blood coursing through his veins has already claimed a domestic German title. He has a total of 5 finishes on his record and is currently enjoying a 4-fight win streak. In Octagon, he wants to demonstrate the progress he's made and wants to show the best performance of his career. Who will be leaving the cage with their head held high?
First to make their way into the iconic Festhalle is the one and only Spartan, David Hošek. David Hošek, well known to Octagon fans. I believe this will be his 10th Octagon fight, and he is electric. He is always brilliant. Stefanovic missed weight by 4 kilos. He took him down, triangled him in the first round, not just took the win, but took 100% of his opponent's purse as well. Walking out into a venue he walked past many times as a young man. Georg Bilogravic from Croatia, but made his home and grew up on the streets of Frankfurt. He loves this city. He's proud to make his debut here. He thinks everything's come together for him tonight. And when you look at how his performances are coming together inside the cage as well, Luke, a phenomenal current record. He's 5-1 in his last 6. The only loss he has got is to, of course, Emilio Kesua, who we saw how good he was last week. Last fight he had was back in May. He won that by head kick knockout in 27 seconds. And the thing for me that put a mark on it and made it even more impressive, the night before, as he was settling to go to sleep, he got the call that his grandma had passed away. So he had to emotionally cope with that. He went on, put a performance that he's never delivered before, showed he's got not just a grappler but a striker as well, and to come in with that momentum, now in the city that he made his home, it feels like it's a fairy tale for this guy. In favour of Georg Bilogravic. Let's get it underway. We are back in the Festhalle once more, and we have the man with the mic set and ready. Let's hand it to Andre.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, welcome in iconic Festhalle, Germany, Frankfurt. We welcome you on the tournament OKTAGON 76, and we are ready for the first bout of this event. It's a middleweight bout, 3 5-minute rounds, and the referee in charge is Václav Přibyl. Let me introduce you, both fighters, and we will start in the blue corner. He's 32 years old, stands 181 centimeter tall, weight in 84.3. Represents Renegade Prague Gym, and the coaches in his corner are David Vyvážil, Jakub Dietrich, and Čeko Green. He has a professional record of 20 fights, 12 wins, 11 finishes, 1 draw and 7 losses. Representing Neruda Cup team OKTAGON TV Club and fighting out of Czech Republic, David Spartan Hošek. 0.8 represents Mind Gym Infinitus FF, and the coaches in his corner are Nenad Sosic.
He comes flying forward. There we see the first takedown attempt. This is what it's all about for me. He comes flying forward. There we see the first takedown attempt. This is what it's all about for me. If Hošek can evade this and create some space, proves how dangerous he can be on the feet already with that opening head kick, left hook combo.
Yeah.
So watch those knees coming up the middle.
Those knees have been effective already. But Georg has already tasted the power, instantly went for the takedown. And I've heard people who've sparred or even held pads for Hosek.
Boy, that one caught him on the top of the head, but it hurt him.
Georg is a state wrestling champion,
Now
Naga
connected
champion as
right
well.
now, in on this high crotch. Let's go. Does well there, Hosek, because he was in deep on that single leg. Again, probably going to look for this knee up the middle. But at the moment, maybe just getting the cobwebs off from that big hammer that landed on the top of the head. He had his hands high, actually, but still caused damage with Hosek. Like you're saying, the power he possesses when he throws.
It's something different, Luke. And then you look at their victories, 19 victories between them, 18 of them by way of finish. That says it all. Those numbers do not lie.
Georg in the southpaw stance, looking for that left head kick at the moment. The face against the power of Hosek, carries power like a heavyweight.
And his wrestling's looking good, Luke. He's
answered a lot of questions early here. He comes flying forward again, in deep on this one.
oh, committed and got it.
Georg needed that and made sure he did. Hosek battling though, trying to create some space with the arms, now has the knee free. Needs to turn those hips. Good awareness of where he is in the cage though, from Georg to now control the space in between Hosek and the cage. Has a very, very good side control, high up on the armpit. Good ideas though from Hosek as he tries to trap that leg. Needs to get underneath that elbow again and does so with that left leg.
We saw Hosek against Cordero. Oh, he's going to sit through for a scarf hold.
Maybe going to set up this old school
judo armbar, maybe.
Judo armbar or even a Kimura or Americana from that position. But yeah, looking for that armbar. Hosek aware of it though, and trying to reach over and control, and does so. Can come out the back door now though if he really wants. Needs to be careful of that arm, but if Hosek really bucks, he could try and slip his head out and get to the back of Georg.
Yeah, he's focusing on that arm now. He's trying to bend it. That takedown, and Hosek did very well to stop it to start with, but the commitment and the drive came from Georg, got that top position, and then...
Here's the difference for me between the two of them in between rounds. Hosek looks exhausted already.
He was shaking his arms out.
Deep breaths.
Yeah.
And Georg looks calm, looks relaxed. And that I feel like it's always one of those things with confidence. Once Georg got him down the first time, I feel like now he knows he can do it.
And I feel like it's
Here we see the opening combination. Maybe it was a right hand. There it is. Just misses. Left hand just misses. But he flew forward with him. And that's the one that hit the top of the head.
Great
caused
shot.
a lot of damage. And there's a nice cheeky left hook. And we got a mixed bag from the judges as well. It was a crazy first round. One of the judges scoring that to Hosek, and the other two giving it to Georg. So they come back out. Southpaw versus orthodox always makes it more interesting. Been trying to fire that left leg all fight.
It was actually two judges gave it to Hosek, one judge gave it to Georg.
For those damaging strikes, I imagine.
Yeah.
As he pummels in, gets that underhook.
But I reckon the corner when they got Georg back were like, close the distance. We don't need to have a firefight with this guy.
Yeah, let's get him down as he does again. Now it's all up to Hosek. Let's see what he's got in the tank to try and get back.
Always go for the old can opener.
Old school to open up that guard and to try and create some space. Just being nasty there, really. Referee still asking for movement and action.
And it's difficult, well, at this level, almost impossible to submit someone like that, but you can force them to open their guard, right? I mean, it's old school, Mark Coleman style.
Yeah, the can opener, if you've never felt it, especially in the higher weight classes like middleweight and like heavyweight, when they're a little bit less flexible, it can really cause a lot of pain to lower back. There's that kick off and stand up from Hosek. Got there eventually and chucked in that uppercut, turned it into an underhook. Beautiful urgency. And now he's got a bit of a pep in his step, going to come forward. It's Hosek, lands to the body heavy. That knee again through the middle. Flying at him right now. Right in front of us in the commentary box, trying to load up that uppercut.
Oh my
swings. Dives in on the leg, does Georg.
You've got to be so cautious in these spots.
Good hips at the moment from Hosek. Needs to be careful he doesn't give up the single. Good control of the wrist.
Oh, turns the angle as well, Luke. That's great.
Does well.
Rounds up was David Hosek coming into this one.
And And ending this second round in a good position right now, on top.
He defended everything that Georg brought, and then when they were back on their feet, looked the more dangerous.
Just seems like he wants it.
Yeah, there's a hunger there, Luke. There's a hunger. And he was very upset about the loss to Jamie Cordero. Take a look at the stats there. 32 punches thrown by Belogrevich, 42. Let's look at the significant strikes. 22 and 36 coming from Hošek there. Oh, now posturing up. And I'll throw it to you, Luke. You've made the drop and through weight classes, or even climbed up through weight classes as well. Belogrevich, 200 grams sounds like nothing to some people, but he had to use the full 2 hours to try and make weight. He was, I believe, 1.2 kilos over, and then he worked it down to another kilo off in those 2 hours. How depleting is that to your body? How detrimental is that potentially to the performance we're witnessing tonight?
I mean, right now, going into that third round, it's extremely detrimental, especially since in those last 2 hours, you cut another kilo. That's a lot of weight in the dying moments of a weight cut. You know, I was one of the biggest middleweights in the world. Used to cut around 13 kilos in 24 hours.
Scariest weight cut I've ever done.
Anywhere. If Hošek now decides to go down to the body, it would be a great decision for him.
Look at his balance as well, Luke. He's put so much work, you can see even from the last fight. And Belogrevich is going in. He's got to be effective here. The clock is against him.
Oh, he got a nice little suck back single. Great work there. Like you said about Hošek, he's had fantastic balance. Not so good just there. They made one small error. And has looked good on top, Belogrevich. When he's had these moments, he's looked good. But Hošek just kind of relaxes, waits his moment, and then kicks off with a lot of energy and stands back up to his feet. If there was any part of his game that he could improve, Hošek, it would definitely be this. His urgency to stand back up to his feet, his awareness of where he is on the fence. He's trying to set up a triangle right now when he's 2 rounds up. You know, he needs to just be trying to get back up to his feet to throw those bombs. So scary and effective on the feet, dangerous with that boxing. But he doesn't have the urgency in these positions.
I also think you got to, we talked about the weight cut, the amount of weight that Belogrevich will have put back on. We're talking probably 10 key, 12, 15 key heavier than Hošek in the cage, right?
I mean, he's definitely going to have a weight advantage, and that's why you need to be urgent and not let him settle in these positions. Now he's settled, his weight's but has the ability. See that left head kick? Hošek stalking his man in this moment. Beautiful knee, big swing and a miss though. As Belogrevich drops to his knees for that takedown, digs in deep here. Hošek with these underhooks.
Hošek took a little look up at the clock here. Again, that even shows his composure.
Yeah, he looks very good here up against the fence. That was a deep entry. Dug his underhooks in deep, good control to stay on his feet. And that's a big development that we've seen in his game in this fight. Holding onto the head, old school. Hand across the mouth there, deep in is Belogrevich on this. Might be able to get this one if he can put his hands together. Has been more successful with the singles than he has with the doubles.
But he's got to get the finish, Luke. 1 minute, 20 seconds is all he's got. He must know that he's down on the scorecards. Can he get something in this final minute? He needs it.
And again, Hošek accepting that position. Could have got back up, had space, laid on the mat for a moment, and now has Belogrevich on top of him again. Once again, for me, that's the development he needs. He needs to have that urgency. When he hits it, his back hits his mats, he stands straight back up. Would have avoided a lot of damage and a lot of wasted time in this fight, but maybe happy to try and ride this one out. Knows he's too...
With a head kick knockout coming in, but Hošek just wanted him more. He was well prepared as well. The hips were fantastic, the scrambles, the composure.
I mean, Hošek's a dangerous man when you think you can't take him down. If he can continue to develop that and then add a layer where he gets up very quickly, and once you do take him down, you've got a bow to keep him down. At the moment, based on tonight's performance, tough to take down, but once you get him down, he kind of stays there. If you then had to deal with him getting up all the time, and that constant pressure, and then once he's on his feet, he leaps at you with those hands. That's a horrible man to fight, and you see some of the highlights here, why it's so horrible, why it's so scary. And you think of fighters like Chepo. I mean, he's got a Chepo-esque style.
Oh, give me that fight, Luke. Give me that fight.
Yeah, those two flying at each other. And yeah, you just see a little bit of frustration here from Hošek on the ground, but he can still land big, heavy shots. He's just built different. Physically, very, very powerful guy, and we can see that. And you see the stats, outstruck his man on the feet and on the ground probably, but the takedowns is the big number where he's lacking 4-0. So, you know, Georg got what he wanted. He got the takedowns, he got him down to the mat, but could he...
You looked hungry for this victory. How happy are you right now?
I'm happy because it was a little bit close, my win. In the history, I had many fights in the octagon where it was almost same fight, but I lost because my opponent was doing good takedowns. But today I won, so I'm very happy.
Another win, another victory. I believe this is your 10th fight in octagon as well, which is a magical number. What do you want next? You look fantastic, you look hungry for more. Who do you want to face in this cage next?
I don't know, maybe some good boxer or a good stand-up fighter, but I don't care. Ask Ondra. He asked me if I want to fight. I always say yes.
We know you always say yes. We always enjoy you inside the cage. Welcome back to the victory column. Give it one more time. The Spartan, David Hošek.
Well, when Octagon asks, he'll always say yes. I believe a few touches and changes, a very, very dangerous prospect in the middleweight division, which obviously has a big highlight on it this year. And when you think, I already mentioned Chepo, but there's so many more middleweights. There's a huge highlight on the middleweight division this year. For me, if Hošek makes a few alterations, he could really be amongst that mix and make some damage.
You look at the additions that the middleweight division is.
A devastating hurricane. This young, undefeated, devastating hurricane. This young, undefeated talent trains along the biggest icons of the MMA Spirit Gym. Now it's his time to forge a path towards the very top. He'll be entering the black and yellow cage with the reputation of an elite prospect. So far, he's yet to taste defeat, and his impeccable record of 7-0 with 3 finishes commands respect. In his last fight, he needed just 3 minutes to claim victory, and now he wants to convince everyone that the future is his, but a tough challenge awaits him. Jose Zarauz has a wealth of international experience under his belt, and almost 40 fights on his record. The mercenary from Peru dreams of claiming the prestigious belt, and this could be a big chance for a major breakthrough. Zarauz is formidable both on the ground and on his feet. Out of 13 finishes, he scored 8 knockouts and 5 submissions. The well-rounded fighter has claimed victory in 3 of his last 4 fights, and he'll be looking to channel his hunger for victory into a winning performance. Can the local prospect make this much-anticipated debut go his way, or will Zarauz's experience bring him the victory?